Are you always trying to control things? Are you feeling like you never can get by? Are you watching other people that seem to make life just happen so effortlessly for them? They seem to go from the job to job, get the partner, get the house. It's not luck. It's not luck that they're doing this. It's because they have stopped caring so much. They've let go that little bit more. They've stopped trying to control life. And when you finally do let go, life has this magical way of working out for you. And it's a way I've been living my life for the last few years, and my life has transformed dramatically. And I've come on here today to tell you about that too. And I've been teaching people how to do the same. There's some proof here that I want to show you as well, and we'll go into it. But I call it sometimes you become the luckiest person in the world, and it's like seemingly you don't know why. So I'm currently in the stage of letting go. I've just done a big move to another country. And obviously you have to make your initial investments to do all those moves, make sure everyone's comfortable and safe. There's an inner need to want to control the situation and say, I want to get that back now because then I'll feel safe. And we're doing that in our life all the time. We're trying to control things to feel safe, but there is no safety in the external, truly. Okay? The only safety we really have is within. And I want to talk about it very gently, very effortlessly. When you start to let go and you stop caring, not in the way that you go, right, I don't care now, I'm going to go out and get drunk tonight. I don't care, I'm going to rip up that bill and throw it away. It's a different kind of letting go. It's the not caring about the hows and the whens and the whys things happen. Life seems to be something that has a life of its own. And you can try and fight that flow, but you're not going to win that battle. You're going to be in a constant flight or fight mode, which then manifests in health issues, manifests in internal pains and struggles, because we're trying to control the uncontrollable. But you can align to something, a lot like when you're in the sea and you're sailing a boat. There's not much you can do if the sea decides to push you that way. But what you can do is you can lean into it and flow round with it so you can get to your destination. As long as you know where your destination is and you let go, then life will do the rest for you. And it can be really uncomfortable to do that because we've been taught about hustle culture. We've been taught about do this, do that to make things happen. But I want to tell you some stories that are going to inspire you about letting go. For those of you who don't know, I used to be an actor actually in the West End, which is London's sort of Broadway for all my American friends out there. And I played many roles. I went to an audition once for Annie the musical to play Rooster. If you have seen Annie and you know what I'm talking about, Rooster, the bad guy in it, imagine me now without the beard and just a moustache. I'll try and get a picture and put it on my community tab for you guys. But anyway, I got the role. But that's not the important part, okay? The important part is the hows. Now, I'm not suggesting you do this, but it really rang true to me when you think back over how things worked out for you. Well, I was in a show called Shrek the Musical, and they wanted me to stay, but they weren't going to give me the role that I wanted, so I decided to leave. There was a lot of, umming and ahhing about that, but I was like, no, I actually want to leave. I don't like the role you're offering me, so I'm going to move on. Anyway, here's what we did. So I moved on, I got an audition for Rooster in Annie in Singapore and Hong Kong. I was like, that sounds like fun for a few months. Before that audition, though, was the night of our last night in Shrek the Musical. Now, me who wants to control everything would have gone home, got a good night's sleep, relaxed, really practiced, overthought it, and went into the audition. Every audition that I've never got is because I overthought it and I worked myself up to a place of tension. But this night I was like, no, I'm going to go out and have fun. I was only 20 or something at the time. 21, 22. And I went out, I had a few drinks. I didn't go crazy, but I had fun. The next morning I woke up and went to my audition. The audition went really well. I sang well, actually, even with a slight dry throat from drinking the night before. And the monologue went well, but I didn't really care whether I got it or not. And that wasn't out of indifference to the production. I wanted to get it, but I wasn't in that space. I was like, I need this. I need it. I was more like, I'm a bit hungover. I've had a good night last night. Oh, yes, it was my last night at Shrek last night. Yeah, I'm ready to audition. You know, it was more playful, more fun. Well, anyway, I got the role. And when we were sitting there in Singapore one night, okay, I would say to you this. When we sat there in Singapore, the director came up to me and he said, do you want to know why you got the role? And I was like, yeah, if you want to share it with me. He said, when you come in, you just looked a little bit like you didn't care whether you got it or not. You were quite laid back. You were there. And it was the attributes that I found very attractive to work with, but also for the character. So I got the role that I wanted because of letting go and becoming indifferent to the outcome. Now, if I was wise enough back then, I would have lived my whole life that way. Sometimes I naturally did, but a lot of the time I was trying to control it. Now I live that way, by letting go of the parts of me that make me want to control things. And you must do it too. So I can tell you, literally only the other week, I was feeling tension about moving and everything like that. And I nearly decided not to, but it was fear-based. So I let go and I worked through that. Now we're here, we're settled in a couple of days. The house is feeling beautiful. The office is feeling lovely, which I'm in here now. Haven't quite set it up. We're only 2 days in. But also, things are starting to move because I'm not trying to get them. If any of you out there are entrepreneurs and business owners, think about this. If you walk into a shop, right, and you're like, I'm going to go in there today. I'm going to buy a camera, let's say, for example. I've got mine set up there, not using it yet. I'm going to go and buy a camera. But they're like, hey, do you want to buy a camera? Hey, do you want this? Come on, I've got a good price, You'd be like, I'm all right, I'm out of here. We're doing that to life all the time. But when you go into somewhere and they're like, hey, how you doing? If you need any help, let me know. And they're chilling. You go, I want to work with that person. I want that camera now. If you are someone who is selling a service, the more needy you are, the more you push them away. I taught a client of mine to let go. And when he was doing his sales calls, to actually just want to connect with people, to want to share, to let go of the need so much for something. He made $70,000 in 6 weeks. I'm telling you guys, when you let go, life will start to bless you because you don't hold on so tight. Another way that not letting go ruins your life, I'll give you this story. I was in Dubai and I was like, do you know what? I'm going to go and do one of those things. I always wanted to do it where you're on the back of a jet ski and you're not a jet ski, a speedboat, and you're in the paragliding, you know, or whatever it is. So I was going along and he said, oh, make sure not to stand up as I went up. And so I got frightened about falling. So the whole time I was holding on like this and all I wanted to do was get down. So I paid like whatever, £150 just to be frightened and scared the whole time. So there was no joy in something that was so brilliant. But then I went through and nothing wrong happened. I was safe. But I spoilt it because I was holding on too tight. I actually had pain in my hands for the whole next day. So the point is holding on too tight is going to cause you pain. It's going to cause you suffering. The other thing that you need to know is in the Navy SEALs, they actually ask people to do this exercise where they say, if you can stay floating with all of your equipment on for the next 15 minutes, you pass. 85% of people fail. You know why? Because they try and fight against the weight. They try and overcome the obstacle. The ones who win actually were dropping down to the bottom with the weight and then gently pushing back up. Boom. And they just carried on doing that for 15 minutes. Boom. And they were free. And they got through. This is what you have to do with life sometimes. The weight comes on you. Don't do anything. Don't fight from that heavy place. Breathe. Let it go. Relax. You're going to achieve wonders. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I'll see you at the next one. Thanks so much.